What's up, guys? It is the General Damage Podcast, and if I'm making the announcement, you know what that means. This is the 9th episode! Yay!
9th episode in a multitude of series.
Yeah, exactly. And without further ado, I am Will, great as I am.
Not that great. I'm Nick.
And I'm Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something reminded me. Just random thought. Saw it online, and it's just one of those bullshit hashtags that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah?
So apparently it's National Best Friends Day. So, Will, Shane,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Up yours too, buddy.
Because I saw like a little video. I was like, "Oh, this is my best friend. That's not a best friend, okay? Best friends don't do that. That's bullshit."
That's not entirely true. There are different types of best friends. However,
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, every best friend group has their rituals and stuff. I mean,
True. No, the what I'm saying, the video that was showing this
uh-huh.
was like super cheesy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, jeez.
It's like that. If you have like a history of like a decade almost. I mean, me and Will have known each other for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And I've known other people for like 20 years now. It's like when you have that big of a history, there's a depth to it. And when you walk up to someone and call them a nickname or insult them or whatever, it's different. I've always been like that with friends. If I get comfortable with people, I'm kind of weirdly abrasive to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which you guys fucking should know this at this point.
Oh, yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, honestly, once you get past, I think, like, the 1 year, 2 year period with a friend, if you guys aren't calling each other, like, assholes or dicks or just, like, ripping on each other, probably aren't friends. You're probably associates at that point.
Yeah. It's a 1 to 2 year mark. It's also what have you done within that time frame.
Right.
Now, if you have, like, the three of us have gone through college and have gone through finals nights and finals weeks and gotten drunk together and have gone through a lot of emotional shit together,
Yeah.
Condenses it, and it makes more. It makes yeah. There's more to it. There's more. There's
Nick's
way
good
more
with
to
words,
it.
everybody.
I am very good with words. I just couldn't find that fucking word. Okay, you piece of shit.
See, right there,
By the
that's
way,
an example.
actually, fuck you too. Yeah.
I articulate better while I'm inebriated, so I understand where you're coming from, Nick. I do words bad. Real good.
Dude,
I do
okay.
words bad.
So, it was my birthday on Tuesday. We're recording this on Thursday. That's why I'm saying it's National Best Friends Day, because it's National Best Friends Day apparently on June 8th.
Okay.
So my birthday was Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
The weekend prior to that was another friend's birthday, so me and him combined birthdays and we had a little party.
Yeah.
And Will was there. And I hadn't had a drink in a good long while.
Yeah.
And Will gave me a couple of drinks. I mostly was just drinking Irish root beers, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I made two for you, yeah.
You made two for me, and the other one was a bit spicier. I think it had more rum in it.
Yeah, I actually added rum.
Yeah, so I had a couple of those, a few other things, and the food. And I wasn't hungover, but all weekend I was recovering.
Dude.
Like I wasn't like just wasted.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't fucked up. But a couple things happened. I had two very weird dreams on Saturday and Sunday that I had to literally get up out of bed and reassess everything to make sure what was real.
Yeah.
Like one of the dreams involved a plumbing issue, and I had to go into my bathroom and tap the floor with my foot to make sure the floor was not wet. And I was pretty fucking sure it was gonna be wet.
Dude.
And once that happened, it was something like, oh, okay, this is real. That was a bullshit dream.
Yeah.
But yeah, for all weekend I was messed up. In a very slight way, like having a mild cough, I guess. But it was still kind of ugh.
On Saturday the next day. So for me, like it was like your and Jeff's birthday on Friday. hanging out with some of my ex coworkers on Saturday, and then celebrating Cam's birthday on Sunday. So this is like a 3 to 4 day like
bender,
like drinking binge, and I like woke up Saturday and I was like, oh god, I don't want to move at all. I feel like garbage. And
what about Monday?
Monday I felt okay because on Sunday I had I had a drink, and man, did it hit me. Or Saturday I had a drink and it hit me really hard. Harder than I thought it was going to, and I was like, well, we're done. We met our quota. We had one alcoholic beverage. We're now going to sit here and drink this water. And Sunday I felt fine. I had scotch and sangria, so I was not together, of course. I'm not a monster that much. God, that'd be gross.
I was gonna say, heretic.
Serious. No, like it was one of those where like Monday rolled around, I'm like, I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink for a couple of days. I don't want any form of alcohol in me. I cannot do this. And surely enough, I've had like maybe a beer and a hard cider this week, I think, with dinner with family. So it's like, yeah. You can only do so much. But damn, I feel you on like feeling it the next couple of days.
Yeah, I was feeling it all. I don't know if that's because, oh, hey, you're now 31, so it's going to have a wholly different effect on you. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's been so long since I had a drink like I have had drinks like that.
No, I honestly think it's the second one. It's your body hasn't had alcohol, like that quantity of alcohol in a while, so it has like a lower tolerance than it once upon a time did.
Yeah.
That said, you can overdrink and puke, and then also have the same effect, where you have you have a lower tolerance. So, kiddos, remember to self, don't drink in excess. But if you are gonna drink and it's been a while, take it easy. It's okay.
Yeah. Just water is your friend.
Water is your friend, and I forget it, and I need to make it more my friend more often.
Yeah. I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Shit. Well, actually, one of the things I was going to say is, because it's Jeff and Emily's place, and that's where we have D&D a lot, every now and then I think, hey, maybe I can have one of their, alcohols, and have a little drink, loosen up. Yeah. Then I realize, oh, I'm the DM.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, I feel it. But like, there are times where, like, even I were like, oh, man, I could use, like, like, a drink would be great. And then I remember, like, would my character drink in excess? Would they be this intoxicated? And then I'm just kind of like one of those, nah, I don't need it. That'll affect kind of me, and it'll affect my note taking definitely.
Yeah, and not to name names, because I don't really want to name names on this place.
Yeah.
Though I will after this.
Oh yeah.
You will have played with a drunk D&D player, so...
Oh my god, it is...
Yeah. It's atrocious.
Yeah, here's something for the rest of y'all who play D&D and do enjoy a bevy while you D&D. If you have that one friend who kind of overdoes it a lot of the times, and they get like so drunk to the point that they forget how to D&D, fucking get rid of them.
I feel like I know this person.
You know this person. Okay. We'll keep it as such as that.
Yeah.
Like just that person is not there to experience the D&D session anymore. They're there to drink. And you can do that at another point in time. So either A, they need to never be allowed to drink while they're D&D, or B, they just never join your sessions. And I'll leave that decision to you.
Fine with both of those.
Yeah, like if you want to drink and you're gonna make it last the entire evening, fine, whatever. But don't be a fucking lightweight and let it just dictate your entire play session. It kind of makes it bad for everybody else. And
yeah, for sure.
You want to have a good time. That's why you're there. That's why you're doing it.
Yeah. To get off that subject, the one thing I wanted to say, the name that I do want to drop, because I found this out at the party, is I guess he's an acquaintance through us. He listens to our podcast.
Mhm.
I don't know him personally.
Mhm.
Maybe you do, Shane. Don't know. I don't know if Will. I think Will. You don't know him
I
at all.
probably don't.
Jason Lee. He listens to our podcast while he streams his art on what's it called, Picard.
Yeah, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to remember the name of the website
Picardo.
and I can't.
Picard.
Picardo, yeah. So he listens to our podcast and then does art. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So Jason, you're listening. You probably are. If you are streaming this. Thanks.
Thanks, man. That's awesome.
And thanks for playing. And if you want to catch someone streaming some cool art, go to Jason Lee's Picardo page and watch some of his stuff.
I'll definitely throw up a link later. I have it somewhere.
Yeah, I watch on Twitch and I try to go to Picardo a few times, but I prefer watching someone draw or model over someone playing a game.
Yeah.
And the only person I watch play games is Dodger. So
That's fair.
yeah. But yeah, so Jason, thank you.
Yeah, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah. There's news.
Oh man, yeah. I mean,
There's stuff.
I'll just preface it. We're getting close to E3, so slow trailers.
Close.
It's around the corner.
It's like next week, so
Yeah,
That is close, Nick.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay, close as if it was like at the end of the month. Next week is tomorrow, essentially.
I mean, for this podcast, it might as well be today.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish, and someone's gonna be like, biggest pre-E3 bomb ever.
God, I know. So there are already some trailers, but I don't know if we want to start there or do we want to start somewhere else.
Well, I mean, before we get into E3 stuff,
Yeah.
I want to talk about two things that are not related to E3.
Yeah.
Alright.
So the one thing I wanted to talk about. So the Mummy failed.
Yeah, it failed in a way that I didn't think it was going to fail.
Yeah, so it failed. Yeah, it big time tanked. I mean, its reviews are bad. It's like 29% or something like that on Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't really care for aggregate sites.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's still pretty harsh.
this is
Oh yeah,
it is harsh. I mean, I think it ranks up there with Suicide Squad.
yeah.
As far as percentages go. So it failed. Fine. I didn't really have a desire to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the reason I wanted to talk about it. I like the Marvel movies. I like what they're doing. I think the cinematic universe that they created is great. I don't think cinematic universes are the way everything should go.
Yeah, I agree.
And The Mummy is supposed to kick off the dark cinematic universe, which is supposed to incorporate the Mummy, Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein's monster, fucking Russell Crowe's in The Mummy, and he is Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah. God.
And when I heard that, I thought like, okay, they just picked a name that can't be like Dr. Jekyll.
No.
His name's Dr. Henry Jekyll. They're really stretching it. Oh, he's actually Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, I watched an interview with him, and it was like, no, he actually is Dr. Jekyll. Oh my fucking god! Why? Why do this? Why need that?
Because I saw a thing too, and they were doing like this panning of like stuff because apparently he's like in this office. Russell Crowe's character, he's in this office, and they're panning around the office, and I saw these skulls, and one of the skulls was a very elaborate skull, had big fangs on it. I'm like, oh, that looks like a Dracula skull. Are they just referencing Dracula? Like Dracula's real? Yeah. Apparently Dracula's real.
Yeah.
Because they probably will go into that.
Right.
And it's just...
The whole thing about his character is they are cryptozoologists.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so we're barking up this tree. Okay, it can be done right. It has possibilities. Oh, you're Dr. Jekyll. All right, throw possibility out, man. Bring in the weird shit. Oh, boy.
This just makes you really depressed now because I like the classic Wolfman.
Sure.
I also like the remake they did with Del Toro.
Guillermo
I
del
think it's
Toro?
Del Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was really cool too. I like Dracula. I like a lot of the other Dracula movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also really like Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, I love Monster Squad, so
Yeah.
you know,
Like,
Wolfman has nards,
like
right?
the thing is, monster movies are great because they're all standalone. That kind of they tell you a very specific, scary story, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you start trying to merge them, you get Monster Squad basically, which is you're just creating this overlapping web that like it's hard to take seriously because what makes each monster prolific is the fact that it stands by itself in the world.
Yeah, but at the same time, like this would not be the first time Wolfman has fought Frankenstein's monster.
But
I mean, there's all those B movies. They've done it before. This is just the first legitimate thing that wanted to take it and make it this huge episodic universe.
I mean, yeah, but even then, like what I'm saying is like the Wolfman versus Frankenstein, right? Is not as good as the individual Wolfman and Frankenstein movies.
No, they're not, and at the same time, like I don't think that's anyone's intent. Yeah. I mean, back when those were made, they were just made to put butts in seats.
True,
right?
You know, and now like movies are huge. They're they have to be huge and spectacular and all this all this bullshit and have all these lights and sounds.
Yeah,
which is the majority of Marvel stuff now.
Right. There's a higher expectation to it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just it's kind of like with games. I just don't like seeing copycats because, like, we've been over this before. When GTA was huge, everyone was copying the open world game.
Yeah, to successes and failures.
Yeah, when WoW came, everyone tried to come up with another MMO.
Still feeling
and that
it.
didn't, and still feeling it. And MOBAs are the same fucking thing. And now we're seeing the hero shooter copycats as copying Overwatch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's just a little bit batty of like, don't do what someone else has already done successfully, because there's a reason they've done it successfully, and you're not going to compete with it. Like everyone says, oh, there should be a Halo killer or a Marvel killer, someone to beat Marvel. Well, you're not going to fucking do it.
You're past that point.
You're past it. Make the other game. Okay, Halo is a big, huge console FPS. Everyone loves Halo, but back in the day. Alright, fine. Make a cool, ass-kicking adventure game.
Yeah.
Make that. Ignore the FPS. Make the cool, ass-kicking adventure game.
You can sum it up even better than that, Nick. Ignore market trends. You don't need to fall into that crutch, because you do, like, when companies do that. Some companies will succeed, but a majority of them will fail, and it's unfortunately no one decided to stop them and go, that's great, this is how the market is trending, let's do something different, let's step away from market trends, and like let's look at what the market is missing. And I think some companies lose that hindsight of like looking at what the market is missing versus what's trending.
Well, at the same time, I think Universal is probably the only major studio that doesn't have like this ongoing cinematic universe.
True.
Yeah, they want that, and they have all these properties for the monsters and stuff. So hey, let's do that.
I think they're trying to because they did. Was it Universal that did Harry Potter? No, that's Warner Brothers, huh?
That's Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers wants more Harry Potter,
right?
Which is why they're extending what Fantastic Beasts into like 5 other fucking movies.
Oh god, they're milking it for all it's worth.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know, guys. I think Universal had I think it had Lord of the Rings, and that was New Line. I don't know what Universal. I don't think has had a big cinematic universe.
Yeah, I don't think so as well.
But honestly, Universal doesn't need it.
Their movies have typically been good.
I mean, I think Universal has a part in the Fast and the Furious, because I know they have the attraction at their
that is Studios. True.
But like even then, it's weird because like Universal has all sorts of movies under their belts. And in fact, I could list off a few of them right now, and you'd be like, well, those are all hits. Like, for instance, Breakfast Club, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
West Side Story. And we talked about The Wolfman, Frankenstein, The Mummy, Dracula.
Well, yeah, and they're taking all of those and making it a cinematic universe.
Which is weird because it's like they don't have anything to prove. In fact, actually, when it comes to being a movie company, they're the best at it.
How are they the best at it?
Well, I mean, like, they've been around for so long, and they can make good one-hit movies. Like,
they've had a lot of successes over their time, comparatively to, like, kind of Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers these days, I think, falters a little bit more.
Every movie studio has had its ups and downs and trends and falling. I mean, like, there's only 6 in the whole fucking world.
Yeah.
Universal is Fast and the Furious.
But even then, like, what I'm getting at is, if Universal feels like they need to create a cinematic universe, I feel like they're just jumping up the wrong tree, because it's like, Universal could create, like, for instance, they could release another teen comedy movie or something, right? Like an American Pie. And I think they did do American Pie. Right?
No.
Maybe? Someone fact check me on that. But anyways, they could release an American Pie-like movie, right?
Right.
That could be a hit. And you know what? It'd still be just as good as, like, any of Marvel's current blockbusters, if done right. Like, the potential is there. The only reason why Marvel has to do, like, the whole cinematic universe is because that's the best way to do their IP. Because that's...
Well,
I mean, that's their IP.
Yeah.
Is their big thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to
it was also planned out by Kevin Feige, who has a background in the comics, and it's set... All these movies are set up like the comics.
Yeah.
So it does all interlink, and it interlinks well.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a benefit for them that they do have someone who has had a hand in the comic books to kind of to direct it so well, to create these interlocking stories. So I think that's definitely helped them out throughout all of it. Having someone that experienced.
I'm fine with cinematic universes. I don't know about this one. I don't know.
I mean, listen. All right, so this first one flop.
Big time.
It's possible that the next one that they come up with may be successful. It's also very possible for it to be a failure again.
Or they could quit while they're ahead.
They could also quit while they're ahead if they recognize that right now is not a good time. That maybe they need to go back to the drawing board. Great, that's fine. I think that's a wise decision. If they want to keep bashing their heads against the wall, maybe someone needs to put a pillow up and kind of be like, all right, it's okay, kiddo. You don't need to bash your head in that hard.
Yeah. What I want really with some movies is as much as I do like the Marvel films and whatnot, and I'm looking forward to Spider-Man.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I want an action movie that doesn't have the kick-ass secret agent like Jason Bourne or something like that, or maybe a cop.
Okay.
But I want an action movie that's just an action movie. Maybe it has more comedy to it, and it just kind of goes like the world isn't in peril. I think the only one that's coming out is going to be Hitman's Bodyguard. But I'm hesitant to that because that could go south real fucking quick.
It definitely feels like it's a comedy above all.
Well, yeah, it does feel like it's a comedy above all, and it does look like it's going to have a lot of action. But I just want an action movie and set pieces that like say, "Hey, this is a fun experience. The world's not in peril. It's just this 100 square. It's just this building, or it's just this 100 yards.
We are getting
that all
something
the shit happens."
To that degree, Nick, and that's Baby Driver.
Yeah, that's more of a thriller than an action.
I mean, it's an action movie if you've looked at like the trailers and
stuff. Yeah, I have.
I think
I think
Baby Driver is going to be an action movie, but it's not. It's a different type of action movie because like what Nick's talking about would be like The Last Boy Scout, right?
No. What I'm talking about is Die Hard.
Well, okay.
I mean,
or Die Hard, or It's Die Hard or Kiss Kiss Bang, not Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Long Kiss Goodnight, or Lethal Weapon, something like that, where the world is not in peril. Things are in peril, but it's not the whole fucking world, which is pretty much every movie out there now.
I guess American Assassin is probably the closest thing to that.
Yeah, maybe maybe Atomic Blonde.
Maybe Atomic Blonde as well, but that kind of hinges on like, it's a spy movie, so like depending on how it goes. Renegades, maybe another one.
I don't think I've seen the trailer for that.
That one's about a group of soldiers in, I think, Sarajevo that find out that there's Nazi gold buried.
Oh.
And they go rogue, basically, and rampage through everything, trying to basically get to this Nazi gold and recover it for themselves. The trailer looks like it'll be a fun movie, Nick.
Okay.
So I definitely recommend it. It has, I don't know if you guys watched God, why can't I think of the one show on, I think it was Fox. I'll figure out what the show was, but yeah.
Are you trying to name an actor?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know the actor's name, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll ship you a trailer. I think it looks like a fun romp. Like it looks like it'll have like good moments in it and be funny and action.
Yeah. Really, I think what I'm looking for with movies is kind of a palate cleanser.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and maybe I don't know if I'll ever get that because the way I look at movies is different.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of it. But yeah, I don't know.
It's one of those like we'll see how it goes, right? It's kind of this year there's a lot of potential for good movies, but also I think on that note there's also potential for a lot of bad movies. And we've kind of already seen a mix of hits and misses. Yeah, we'll see how that kind of like devolves further.
All right. Well, since we're on the movie vein, I'd like to talk a little bit about movies.
Okay.
So Sunday, I saw 2 movies and back to back.
Yeah.
I saw Captain Underpants and Wonder Woman.
Gotcha.
Automatically both, I liked them 9 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised about Wonder Woman. Captain Underpants, though.
Captain Underpants, I will preface with, I kind of biased. I read the books.
Okay, so, you have a history to it.
But also...
Never... Okay, just off the top. For me, Captain Underpants, I've never fucking heard of it.
Which is weird.
Well, no. I don't think it's weird. I've heard of it, Nick, and I think a lot of that I attribute to having a younger sibling, and so the Scholastic Book Fair shit that elementary schools did. I had, I think, a bit more access to it than you did. So I think.
Well, I mean,
probably having younger siblings.
I remember Scholastic Book Fair. I remember that.
No,
shit.
I think Will's
that was literally judge a book by its cover, and I did that.
But the time in when it came out was like when Eli was in like elementary school.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, Will. It's more of a generational thing where it may have just missed Nick. Like Nick may have never seen it.
Yeah, which then doesn't surprise me at all.
I'm 31, so yeah, I probably didn't see this shit.
Okay, that's a good point. So, anyways, I'll start with Captain Underpants. Ironically, it is both a superhero movie, but it's really just a kid's movie, right?
Yes.
Right.
Honestly, I really liked it, and the reason why is because they took full advantage of everything the book series gives you. They took advantage of really simple character designs, right? Yeah. They took advantage of simple gags. They picked voice actors who felt like they gave the characters a lot of like pep.
Mm-hmm. Isn't one of them Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart is one of them.
Okay.
And he's fucking hilarious.
Oh, he's Kevin Hart. He can be hilarious, and sometimes he can be too fucking much.
It comes down to like Kevin Hart, in my mind, has like a childlike personality.
Yeah.
So him
probably helps that he's 5'4".
Right. So for him to voice a child, it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. So that was pretty good. And you know, like,
no offense to Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah, we're not bashing Kevin Hart. I like Kevin Hart.
Yeah. I do too, to an extent. Yeah. Sometimes his humor is like, all right, I need to step away.
Yeah, but in this movie, he did a pretty good job, and you know, so one of the big things, like if you're someone who read Captain Underpants, you know the whole thing is it's really silly. It's about two best friends who basically accidentally mind control their principal, and they turn him into Captain Underpants, which is a comic book character they come up with.
Yeah.
And so, all right, comedy gag. It's a very simple thing, right? But what they did with it was they took the story, the little books. You're like, oh, how's it gonna happen? You know, because what happens is you snap your finger, he turns into Captain Underpants. He gets hit with water, he turns back into the principal. Mm-hmm. And
okay, I thought it was a weird science thing. Like he literally just created him out of nothing.
No. What happens is they have Mr. Crump, who is their principal. And, you know, he's like every kid's version of a elementary principal. He's always big and scary and mean and grumpy.
Okay, I've seen the trailer a lot. Is he the one that speaks with a German accent?
No, that's the teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, Ed Helms played Mr. Crump. And you
okay.
And anyone who's Ed Helms is...
I know who Ed Helms is. Yeah.
So, the thing is, though, it's like, okay, it's kind of like the thing where the Peanuts movie came out, and a lot of people are like, well, what can you do with it? Because there's a lot, right? And,
right.
You know, a lot of people are like, if it's not Charlie Brown, I'm not going to like it.
The Peanuts movie. Yeah. I thought you said the Penis movie.
Oh, God, no.
Like, what the hell is that?
All right.
Enunciate, for the love of God.
Sorry. I'll try this again. Peanuts. Jesus.
Oh my God.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Get it? I'm gonna take this train and put it back on track.
Charlie Brown, for the love of God, Charlie Brown.
It was called the Peanuts movie, though. Oh my God.
Yeah, but you could have said Charlie Brown. I heard penis.
I'm moving forward, Nick. Get your mind out of the gutter. Anyways, Captain Underpants.
It's not in the gutter. It's what I fucking heard.
Dicks. His name is Charlie Brown. Oh God, you can proceed.
Will's enjoying it.
Oh shit, we derailed so hard.
This is like the ultimate train wreck of conversational moments.
Oh my Christ.
Hey, so I heard what I heard,
no,
alright?
It's more like what's happening to Will. This is...
Oh God.
You okay, buddy? You need a moment?
I'm having my moment.
He's gonna ride this until we log off.
Okay,
guys,
I'm gonna push through. Anyway, let me highlight the good things about Captain Underpants. The things that really sell it. They keep the simple gags from the books. One of the big gags is like, you know, it's a book about kids drawing comic books, and so at this huge moment, it's supposed to be like this big battle scene, and they're like, this is a little too violent for us to show at theaters, and also we don't really have the budget, so we're going to use the Flip-O-Rama. And it's basically like the kids in the movie take a sketchbook and draw it out, and then they just flip between two pages doing like a simple flipbook animation of what's happening.
Uh-huh.
And I'm
like in 3D or actual
no.
paper?
So the paper, it's in 3D, but what's really cool is they made the drawings the same way they were drawn in the books, the actual books.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
okay.
So they do that, and it's like, oh, it's the Flip-O-Rama. It's like, okay. And, you know, they do that, and then, of course, it's the names are stupid as hell. Like, the character names. The bad guy's name is Dr. P. The P stands for Poopy Pants.
Oh, sweet merciful Christ.
And they drag that out, and it's great, though, because it gets better, because his name's like Dr. Victor Diarrhea von Poopy Pants is his full name.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is definitely for child.
Yeah, but the way they play on that, right, is they have his little flashback scene, and he's winning like a fucking award, and then he made a really cool invention, and then they're just like, your name's Poopy Pants? And he's like, but guys, I'm a fucking genius. Like, but your name's Poopy Pants. So it's like they play with it. It's like, oh, it's cool because it's like, oh, they're taking the humor and they're at least applying a little bit of logic to make it work. And so I liked it. And actually, one of the most surprising voices, by the way, is Jordan Peele is a voice, but I'm not going to tell you who.
Okay. Well, it's not like I'm going to fucking see it.
Well, so I'll tell you guys next week. It's just like I'll send you a clip, and I'll send you a clip of the movie, and I'll be like, all right, one that I know is I'm like, hey, find Jordan Peele without looking it up. Right. All right. Anyways,
well,
so that was Captain Underpants. I was like, okay, if you like it, it's good. You know, if you really like the books, you'll like this movie. Then we saw Wonder Woman, like 2 hours later. I am very happy that this was a good movie. I'll start there.
That's a lot of people's opinions. Oh yes, finally.
Yeah. Like, I've always said that DC has the potential to tell a great story.
Right.
They did an excellent job with Wonder Woman, and the big thing is they told her backstory without making you spend 20 minutes on it.
Yeah.
Her her backstory was minimal, about 15 to 12 at most.
Okay.
And that was great because it literally...
Wait.
What's up?
You mean 12 to 15?
12 to 15, yeah, sorry. Dyslexia, whatever. And that was good because it just set up the stage, and you're like, okay, you see little young Diana wants to be a hero, great. We see Diana growing up, Diana wants to still be a hero. Still stays the same. And then the moment they start getting into the plot, it doesn't stall out. Like, I think a lot of people didn't like Batman vs. Superman because there were a lot of scenes or moments where it felt like the pacing was interrupted.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah, I'm like, you want a pacing stall moment is right where Batman's about to stab Superman and suddenly he has a flashback of his parents dying because Martha is said. And it's like, that just like completely that just kills the fucking any momentum with anything.
Yeah.
And that movie is full of just like slam me on the brakes as I add a yellow light. And everything goes flying forward. It's just it's wrong.
Yeah, so, and that's what I liked about Wonder Woman.
I'm glad this movie doesn't do that, apparently.
It's very continual. Granted, it had its pickups, it had its, beats, right? Ups and downs.
Sure.
But every transition from scene to scene was good because it kept your focus on Diana was very fixated on this one part of the plot. And I'm not going to say what it is because it kind of ruins the movie.
Yeah.
But it's her focus. And every scene, she brings that focus with her. So you're always following her. She's always looking for this one thing, and you're seeing it from her point of view. And it's great too, though, because Chris Pine, right? That's the Chris in this movie. Yes, yeah. Chris Pine.
Yes, that's Chris Pine.
Chris Pine does an excellent job as his character playing Steve. What's his last name? Shit.
I thought it was like Steve Trevor. I thought his love interest was named Trevor.
Yeah, okay. I think it's Trevor. So, Steve Trevor, right? Great character because he also has a focus. He's a supporting character, and because he's a human, a normal person, we relate to him, right?
Yeah.
And it's also World War I. So we all kind of get where Steve's coming from. But it's great because he has his focus, Diana has her focus. They both try to basically get to the same endpoint with different objectives. And it was really well done because they never interrupted each other. They never cut each other off. Both characters actually pushed each other forward.
Cool.
Yeah, and it was really cool to see. The only thing I did not like about Wonder Woman was that in the fight scenes, they used a lot of slow-mo.
Oh, really?
To highlight the insane moves she was doing, or what they would do is she moves really fast, right? She has great reflexes. She can predict movements and stuff really well. Great, I see that, but then when she's about to do something really cool, they slow it down so you can see from her point of view how she's observing it. But it just is this is killing my, it doesn't kill the story, story momentum. It's this fight's just kind of boring a little bit.
You would want them to speed it up.
Yeah, that was the only thing. Yeah. Other than that, there's not many other negatives to it. I mean, the plot twist is kind of predictable, so, but that's a lot of movies these days. The ending's bittersweet, and you kind of it didn't have. It didn't have to be this way, but once again, it's the same problems other superhero movies have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, I figure it would fall in the same cliches as most superhero movies that are trying to tell the origin story.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't particularly. It's okay, this is how I felt about Doctor Strange. It's okay, this was an okay movie. It was good. I want to see this character go further because it can get weird. And we only got a hint of how weird it can get.
Yeah. I will say
that's why I'm looking forward to a sequel.
One other thing they did, and this isn't even a visual thing, it's an audio thing. Every superhero movie has a theme song, right? And for really important movements, you have that character's theme song in a sense.
Yeah.
Or they used the Wonder Woman theme, it's a very distinct sound for her.
Yeah.
I think they used it a little too much. Because it was just anytime she did something badass, it happened, and I'm no, I feel you should save this audio cue specifically for really dramatic moments.
Yeah, the most epic part.
Granted, otherwise though, those two things it did not hinder the movie. Still really cool, still really nice.
Right.
Good, besides Steve Trevor, the other supporting cast characters are really cool. And there's a great thing about every time you have a World War I thing where it's who's the good guys, who's the bad guys. War is actually always bad.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
And the bad thing about World War I is everyone wants to use World War I like they would use World War II and immediately blame Germany. And you shouldn't, because Germany didn't start that war, but they were damn sure going to finish it.
Yep.
And they got punished for it, which is stupid. And to confirm, Shane, his name is Steve Trevor.
Excellent.
Yeah. Which it's a weird fucking name, but okay.
Two first names, excellent.
Yeah. Honestly, though, see Wonder Woman, you'll love it.
Yeah, I want to go see it. I just found an article in the Washington Post titled as of yesterday. It was June 7th. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, as we're recording. And it's how the Jewish identity of Wonder Woman's star is causing a stir.
Oh boy.
I mean, she is Israeli.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
So some anti-Semitism to go with your sexism, I guess.
God damn it. Can't have nice things.
No, we can't. And okay, when Gal Gadot was cast, I was okay, fine. I was worried about the height because she, in depending on how she's drawn, depending on how all the Justice League characters are drawn, Batman looks like a midget or a dwarf, because he's only human and he just works out a lot. He is tiny in comparing to all of them. So it's how are you gonna get Wonder Woman, who's eye to eye with Superman and looks down at Batman, literally, physically looks down at Batman? And that's one thing I was worried about. The other thing I was worried about is the physicality, because Wonder Woman is strong and she looks it. But from the pictures and the footage I've seen, it pulls it off. I read an article. Apparently, they used Olympic athletes to play some of the Amazons.
Yeah.
And those women were insane.
Oh yeah.
I mean, their abs have abs.
Oh, that's right. The one other thing that was really surprising I found out. The actress who played in The Princess Bride.
Yeah. Robin Wright.
Yeah, Robin Wright. She plays one of the most badass characters in the movie. Antio.
Yeah, someone. General Antium. Yeah, I read up on the cast. Yeah. Someone posted on Twitter. It was I've grown up to see my childhood princesses become generals.
Oh, I saw that, and it was
it was Leia and her and Robin Wright.
Yeah.
From Princess Buttercup, what a fucking name, to General Antioch.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
And then you went, so that's pretty dope shit.
Seriously.
Now if we can only have a Black Widow movie, probably not though.
Yeah, we'll see what they'd like to do, what Marvel would like to do with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I don't know if we're ever gonna get it because after a big Thanos battle, who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah. And I think actually Scarlett Johansson's approaching her like I'm kind of done. She's approaching her contract end.
Mm-hmm.
Unless she's one of the ones that reserved it or renewed it. I don't know.
It's possible.
It's cool. Yeah, it's possible. But that's cool. I really do want to see Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, maybe this weekend.
Mayhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be dope. Clear my throat. I want to get to E3 stuff, but do I want to make you two groan?
I mean, I do it on a regular basis. The world kind of exists. You just kind of open up.
Groan, not moan. It's not masturbation.
No. I understand groaning because
see, he brings this up. He talks about dicks earlier. His mind is in the gutter. Everyone.
Wow. All right. Jeez.
My mind is not in the gutter, you fuckhead.
Jeez, Shane. Better than thou a little bit? Calm down.
Okay.
Bring it down.
Here's the thing. You were talking about Captain Underpants, and I'll be kind of honest, I was half listening, because I was also trying to look something up. And I heard Penis movie. Now, peanuts and penis and peanuts and penis. Which one did I say?
I also am gonna be on Nick's side on this one. Shane, you didn't enunciate the T well enough. So I heard penis movie, and then you started talking about Charlie Brown, and he's like, oh, peanuts. You just didn't say the T with enough emphasis. Okay. Oh, boy.
The name of this episode is going to be Always Enunciate.
No, the name of this episode is what movie now? Plus C3. You know what? I don't really... no one's been cast... It's just in production. It's going to be on Netflix. The Cowboy Bebop movie. Yeah, I mean, not movie. It's a live action series.
They can have fun with that.
I don't know. We you know what? Fuck it. We're not going to talk about that because there's nothing to talk about.
My opinion of it has always been the same. If any time they do a live action anime, don't just leave it alone. You cannot do these things in live action. They're designed to be done in anime because you can do whatever. Cartoons are cartoons for their reasons.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. There's my 2 cents. We can go now. We can move on.
Wait. Point of order. 1 has been cast. I don't know if they're going to do every episode verbatim in live action, which would be stupid.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god! Please.
It's kind of it's kind of like the remake of Psycho, where they literally did it by frame. It's just stupid. I'm not kidding.
Oh boy.
But the other thing is the guy who made Akira did two. He has control over it, and he basically it's his word that gives final approval for the story, the script for the live action movie for Akira.
Okay, good.
And he says, I understand what can and cannot work in live action. So I understand some things will just not work.
Cool.
So he is going to have an influence in it. I don't know if he'll have full control, but he'll have influence in it. And if they have a director who has half a brain or a fan or is a fan of Akira, he'll take what they say.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be a Michael Bay with Transformers or M. Night Shyamalan with Avatar.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, but we can talk about that next week. Actually, no, we don't talk about that next week because we'll have to be talking about every fucking trailer that popped out.
E3!
E3, I have never been and probably don't want to because...
I've never been either, so whatever.
Well, at the same time, it's like... I can watch this at home.
Seriously.
On my TV or computer. And at the same time, I don't really watch the press conferences because basically all I think of the E3 press conferences is the men who can't dress themselves properly for an event fashion show.
Yeah.
That's kind of painfully true.
Yeah.
It is. Look up one of the Halo, like Bungie presenting one of the Halo games. I think Reach. And you'll see the top people for that team, and all of them are wearing jeans, probably a black t-shirt or a dark t-shirt, and a blazer. Like, either drop the blazer, come out, all of you wearing the fucking, the shirt with the fucking game you're promoting on it, or just have your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend say, "Does this look good?"
Doesn't require much.
That's what bugs me. Yeah, and all of them are like failed TED Talks to me.
Sure.
So I don't like watching the E3 press conferences. That's also the fact is, I don't like watching the trailers with audience commentary, and by that I mean screaming.
I've only watched one press conference in the past couple of years, and that was for Bethesda.
Right, that was Sessler and Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb hosting it.
Yeah,
right?
and and it was kind of doubly. I watched it for them as well.
Yeah,
together, kind of like end reactions on it. And I didn't feel like the audience commentary overshadowed the trailers, which I think was good. But I'm with you. Like I kind of want to see what the lineup for the press conferences are, and maybe watch one, and then see how far my patience goes with it before I'm like, fuck this, skip it. I cannot handle it. But
for audience commentary, it's like I'm watching this trailer for his game, and it was the God of War trailer, and it was this boy who's like playing with like, I don't know, I forget what he's playing with, and then you hear, this voice, "Boy, come in here."
Oh,
come. And you hear like the audience murmuring, basically. Boy walks in, and then all of a sudden Kratos comes out of the shadow.
Yeah.
And then the audience screams, and I don't know what the hell Kratos said.
Yep. No, I understand.
And I don't know who the fuck is this kid? What did Kratos say? And it's like, well, fine, I'll watch it in a couple days without the bullshit. So, I don't like press conferences for that reason. Again, they also feel like failed TED Talks. I count every Sony press conference in the era of the PS3 because they gave a whole stat report of how their company's doing with graphs and everything by playing Little Big Planet.
Oh yeah, that kind of was unnecessary.
It was like, you're supposed to be promoting games in your product, not telling us how you did this past quarter.
Yeah, we're not your board of directors. Save that for them.
Yeah, it was. Ugh.
No,
but
I know how you feel.
But
we got,
because of E3,
we got the
stuff's coming out.
Oh yeah, we got that pre E3 kind of fucking jolt of coke to just kind of keep us a little satiated, that one or two like bumps of it. There may be like a few more, but as of today, 2 kind of trailers came out that were kind of on my radar, and I thought was really cool. The first one, I'll go with the first one because it's kind of a little more obscure. Is a game called Vampyre, and I saw a trailer for it, I think E3 last year, and I had no idea what it was going to be. It looked like, a Jack the Ripper as a vampire set in London. It was kind of like very nondescript. And apparently last year, sometime in August, they came out with a gameplay trailer of it, which gave more information. And then we got the trailer today. Apparently the game's set during the Spanish flu in London. And you play as a vampire, which there aren't a whole lot of games where you get to play as that.
No. Yeah, I can't really recall a game where you play as a vampire except
Castlevania.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was thinking Blood.
Oh,
I was thinking Blood Rain.
Blood Rain,
which is
Legacy of Kain.
Legacy of Kain. There's also a Western shooter where I think you play as a vampire as well, and it was PS2 era.
Right.
That's where I'm at. But that kind of listing of vampire games is pretty small, and this one, the character seems interesting.
Right.
Off the gameplay trailer, I kind of watched that a little bit. The character seems to be really fighting what he is. And it's interesting because he does interact with other vampires around him. So you do get a sense of like who these people are. So like it'll be I think it has potential of being good. It is different, which I think is cool. It doesn't look fully open world, but the kind of areas that you explore seem very big, and you can run across people and interact with them in certain ways. There does seem to be a looting system, which kind of leads me to believe that you get to make things. Maybe good, maybe bad. Like, I think that's kind of a trend that we're getting these days with games. I was interested in it when the first trailer came out because it was very vague. And then this trailer looks interesting. It has the kind of steampunkiness I like. It's set in London. And then finding out that it's supposedly set during the Spanish flu is interesting. So it could be good, could be bad, could be who knows. The game's not out yet. It's not going to be out for a while now, so...
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys got a chance or not to watch the trailer that it sent.
I have not heard of it. Right.
I actually watched I watched the trailer, but I also heard about this game a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, basically it was all the stuff you've already said.
Yeah.
But it's definitely supposed to be It's supposed to be like a gothic horror RPG, is what they're promising.
It has that potential feel.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. That's a bit different from what you normally get.
Mm-hmm. The time frame I think is interesting because I looked up the Spanish flu.
Yeah,
and it was 1918 to 1920.
Right.
Interesting.
And the Spanish flu was fucking devastating. Apparently,
yeah,
100 million people died.
Yeah. During some of the gameplay, the kind of main character. You got to see through his vampire vision. As cheesy as it sounds, but it's probably a little more interesting than that. But he was able to get a sense of who was sick and who wasn't, which is cool. And so that kind of maybe lends to if you ingest a person's blood and they're sick with the flu, that may affect your character, which could be interesting. So
yeah, that could.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'd be better than having malaria through an entire fucking game.
God. I don't think
that's all I can. That's all I can fucking think of. But at the same time, you're a goddamn vampire. You should be immune to something like the Spanish flu,
right?
But yeah, that looks cool. To talk real quick, not about a game that is going to be at E3, but. It seems every year, a couple times a year, we get rumors of a Bully sequel.
Yeah.
And this one came out of Game Informer, and then they later said, no, we sorry that came out, that was wrong. It had a subtitle, Bully 2 something, I forget what. Mm-hmm. But, like, they retracted it and said, no, it's not. But everyone's, like, up in arms because, really, a Bully 2? That'd be awesome. So, and it would be awesome.
It would be awesome. I think, you know, we are going to get Red Dead Redemption 2. And it seems like right now Rockstar may be revisiting some games that are kind of fan favorites. So, well, hopefully we'll get a Bully 2 or something from the Bully universe.
I want Bully 2, but the problem is Grand Theft Auto 5, at least Grand Theft Auto 5 Online, has been a juggernaut for Rockstar that I don't think they were ever anticipating.
Yeah.
So they're pumping out content for GTA 5 Online.
Still new content coming out now.
Yeah, I saw the gun running trailer yesterday.
It's like 5 years old, this game, at this point, I think.
4. It'll be 4 in the fall.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. And so, like, you know, it's like this huge fucking epic, and people are loving the online community and everything that people create with it. So I think they're looking at Red Dead Redemption 2 as being another extension of another online world that people will dive into. Which it might be a bit difficult because you can fly and ride motorcycles and do, you know, jump off ramps and all this other shit in a modern day setting.
Yeah.
I don't know what you can do in a horseback in Red Dead Redemption 2 in a huge open world online game. I don't know if it can work the same way. We'll have to see. But at the same time, I don't want Rockstar to... I want them to... You have so many IPs.
They do.
Come on. I want Grand Theft Auto 6, wherever the hell that's going to be, and I want fucking Bully 2. Like, we're getting Red Dead. I really love Bully. I want more Bully.
I actually think that, like, if they want to... If you know, they view that their online community is very strong, I actually think it'd be very cool to have that kind of system for Bully, because that you could do some really dope shit. Like, it definitely won't be, like, it's not going to be as overtly outlandish as GTA, but if they set it at the right time, like you could potentially have drone races as kids, you know, fucking chill with your buddies at a skate park, do movies. I mean, like, there's a lot of strong potential. Fucking organized airsoft fights or Nerf fights or whatever. There's a lot of, like, strong and great potential with the Bully franchise. It's super cool.
There is. The other thing is, from what I remember of Bully, and this is us brainstorming again, hypothesizing about shit that probably won't be. But, so Bully revolved around one school.
Yeah.
A rather large school, like a preparatory school? Boarding school?
Yeah.
So, one, with the tech that is out nowadays, with everything with the PS4 Pro and PCs and Xbox Scorpio and all that shit, they can make that one school, that one building, fucking epic. And all the surrounding buildings just, you know, huge, and all the characters that go... The astounding thing about Bully is there was a ton of actual characters.
Yeah.
You know, because all the students themselves were characters. There was a few kind of whatever people, but there was a ton of characters, and you saw them walking around. You just had a scene with one of them, but then you saw them walking around.
Right.
Which I thought was what I thought was interesting. I also thought it was interesting as the seasons changed, because they're going through a whole school year.
Yeah.
They changed. You know, they started wearing jackets and sweats and shit like that, and scarves. But what I'm getting at is, it'd be really fun if, let's say, there is, bear with me, I'm just gonna use a filler words. So there is Academy A. You know, there is Academy B and Academy C.
Yeah.
So there's 3 schools that intersect this huge town, and you could say they're all rivals.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the game, you can pick which school you want to go to.
Right.
Okay.
So there's there could be something like that, or because there's 3 schools, there's 3 characters, like GTA 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a ton of shit they could do with that, but it'd also be cool to pick between 3 different schools, because 3 different schools offer you different options for whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean, each school kind of will feel different than the next one.
Yeah,
which is dope. Different communities, different kind of social groups. Maybe one's kind of one school is kind of in the slums, and the other one's like where the rich kids go, and the other one could be just kind of like the school in between.
That might. Well, the bad way of doing that would basically be meaning you go from the slums to the middle class to the upper class,
right?
And I kind of like to think that they're all sort of the same.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, think of it like 4 Ivy League colleges in the same vicinity competing for attention, because then you really create rivalries.
Well, I mean, we're spitballing anyway, so
we're spitballing. I mean, that's what I would like. I mean, but bottom line, like, if they do 1 school or 3 schools in a bully sequel, I don't care. Like, I want a bully sequel, and if you're just gonna do the same school, and I forget the name of it, you fucking you go from top to bottom and times it by 10. Like, I want a sub basement of a sub basement. I want secret passages and more lockers, and I want a ton of shit.
I mean,
and
you want to be really cool. Something that I've always liked about Bully.
What?
It's like getting around town and stuff, right? Just all sorts of simple. I guess they're kind of like vehicles, right? Like there's.
Well, there was skateboard and bike.
Yeah, right. But now that we're here, especially if they picked a more modern, our current time setting, right? Whatever, cool, be like, oh, you could pick a bike, or you could grab a dirt bike, or if you could try and steal a Vespa. If they made it bigger, you could increase maybe the stuff that you could use to get around. Just because there's all sorts of stupid, crazy shit now. From what was it? I don't know. It's just like a skateboard, but it's only got 2 wheels. And you twist back and forth.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Hoverboard, or something
like that. But it's there's all these cool things. It's oh well, you want to be great is just be able to shove a nerd or someone off that and just pick it up and go.
Yeah. Well, the other thing you could do is on a skateboard is you can grab onto cars.
Yeah.
And that could get you grab onto cars and take the car would take you to where you want. And then you hit the button to dislodge and slide on to where you want to go.
Yeah. I'm just saying if they make the game bigger, right? I want to see them just play more with the idea of how you can explore that world, because there's so many options. And while Bully did a good job with just 2 major ways of getting around, the possibilities are kind of fun to think about.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to explore as well. The thing is all games, Witcher has done this, Grand Theft Auto has done this. They're doing it, and Rockstar's also doing it with Red Dead, and what's that other game? Cyber 2077.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're all doing it where they're saying big, huge, expansive worlds, or they're huge or miles big. I don't really care for that, and in Bully, you're gonna be playing a kid, so their world is kind of finite and small. So I think they should take all that big expansiveness and just condense it down to just as tight as they can get, because that's what I want. I want them just to create this really dense, because all that tech, all the energy you're going to waste on polygons and shit like that, on buildings you'll never be able to enter. And this kid will never fly a plane or drive a tank or drive a car.
Yeah.
Why not, why not just go, as hard as you can with all the stuff you can do with just this limited space? Because then you have this awesome sandbox. You can go in the sewer systems all the way to the top of the school and parapets. You can go fucking anywhere and everywhere. And everything should be explored vertically and horizontally, all which way, up, down, in sewer systems, in basements. Every building you should be able to access, whether legally or illegally. So, and they can do it. I know they can do it. They just have to stop going out and retract in, and then they can just make a huge fucking world that you can just spend hours exploring. But yeah, that's the rumor.
I mean, it's okay.
It's a hell of a rumor.
It's like, what's it? It's Bully 2. For a while, it was Psychonauts 2, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting that.
And then there was Beyond Good and Evil 2. Those are the big three that everyone's like, is it coming? Is it coming?
Well, Beyond Good and Evil 2, is it still coming?
No.
That one, but people keep asking for it.
I mean, I'm that majority. But I also understand when it's okay to just kind of like step away from it. That one can be that one's just buried in its own little thing.
I mean, I want it. Like, I think Beyond Good and Evil was a great game, but it's just, you know what's really funny? Francis Boogie, right? Boogie did his character Francis, and Francis did his E3 prediction rant.
Yeah.
And the one thing he said that really stuck out to me is, goes, and there's gonna be a bunch of people bitching about Beyond Good and Evil 2, a game that they never even fucking played the first one for.
Yep.
And that's,
well, I'm not bitching about it because I never played the first one.
No,
so.
But it's true that, like, there's a lot of people who haven't played it, right? And
right.
They haven't played it, but they still bitch about how there's not going to be a sequel. Because it feels like the group keeps getting bigger, but it's like not many people have actually played Beyond Good and Evil.
Welcome to wanting Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about sequels that'll never be Half-Life 3, okay? Like, that shit will never fucking happen.
You know what is finally happening, though? We're finally fucking getting Fortnite. Holy goddamn shit. That has been in, like, limbo for years. I fucking remember my, like, Game Informer mag seeing it. I'm like, this sounds really cool. I really like this idea. So, where the fuck is this game? Turns out finally getting it. Jesus Christ.
Okay, have you heard about how we're getting it?
No, I haven't heard that part of shit.
Okay, I heard how we're getting it. So there's going to be an early access you can pay for.
Okay.
I think it's like $30, maybe more, maybe 40. I forget.
Okay.
So there's going to be that early access. I want to say it's going to be this summer. Could be in the fall. Could be next summer. I don't fucking know. Actually, next year is when we're going to get the game. So you get the early access and you pay for the early access.
Okay.
And then the game will be able to, let's say the early access is this summer. Like July or August or whatever. So you get it, you pay for it. And then in the next year, in 2018, then it's finally out, free to play.
I'm sorry, I think I may have misheard you. Did you say free to play after a year of paying?
No. The early access, probably to pay into testing it, is going to be this summer, and then it'll go officially live next year, and it'll be free to play.
My God,
because it's not going to be a single player game. It's going to be an online game with a community, and you're going to get harassed, and all that hard work you did building that awesome fort will get trashed by an asshole. It's going to be that.
I get to pay $30 to be a guinea pig. Isn't it the other way around? Isn't that how it's usually happens? Where they pay me $30 to be a guinea pig for me to shove this stick up my butt?
You know what? Can I play $40 just to play a fucking game and not have to worry about the asshole that's just gonna come in and be an asshole?
No, you cannot. No. Unfortunately, we have too many assholes in the world, self-included. And boy howdy. Oh, wow. Huzzah, we got our game finally, and I guess you're paying for it.
After 2011, that game was announced.
Yeah.
So we're kind of getting it now.
That is the most depressing news I think I've heard today.
Oh my God. And it looks kind of cool.
Like, I don't even know what the hell Fortnite is,
but
that's just dumb, free-to-play bullshit fucking...
Look into it. I could be misinterpreting what I heard, what I read.
Sure.
But that's what I heard, and it is bullshit. I actually think this was a game that someone really wanted to make, and it fell through, but they had a bunch of shit built, so they're putting it out anyway.
Yeah.
That's just me speculating. Like, I'm not 100% sure on that. So
That's such a shiv to the gut.
Yep.
What a sad news to hear for that.
Yeah. Well, this might brighten you up a little bit, Will. This is not it's kind of E3 related,
yeah.
I guess. You know who Chris Taylor is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Total Annihilation,
Yeah.
Dungeon Siege, yeah. So his gas-powered games are consumed by Wargaming, and he worked for Wargaming, and then got kind of tired of it and left.
Yeah.
And he's been just kind of, milling around for a while. And apparently, he got into pottery.
Okay.
Because he just needed to be busy with his hands, otherwise he just talks over people.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's this whole big... I read this article. There's this whole big story of what he did, and how he spent $5,000 at it buying some pottery supplies and got into it, and blah, 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 blah. You can actually buy some of his work. Anyway, he actually said recently in this article, I am coming back to RTSs. He has a very ambitious plan. He always has an ambitious plan. Right. But he definitely says, I want to come back. I know I can come back. I'm going to try and be as independent as I can. Totally independent. Basically what he does is he wants you to play this awesome RTS game on your computer. But then when you turn off your computer and you go to work, you can kind of still play a bit of an aspect of it on your phone.
Yeah, cool.
So he has all these plans. Whether or not they'll happen, I don't know. I mean, this article was a couple days ago. I can find it and link it to you if you want. But yeah, it was interesting to see. And it's like, yeah, I want RTS games to come back. I want those RTS games to come back. The Total Annihilation, Supreme Commander, all that shit. The fact that we haven't had one in a long while sucks. So, well, I mean, that's kind of a downer. I mean, there has been some pretty good RTS games, but they've all been kind of the same, I guess. I don't know.
They've been the same, or just strictly overshadowed by other shit.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to advertise RTSs. I mean, the biggest RTS that people love is StarCraft, and I think the remake is getting a huge bunch of love.
God, yeah, right.
And I don't like StarCraft the way most people do, because there's no strategy in StarCraft. It's just build a bunch of units and rush. It's bullshit.
It exists. It exists.
I mean, here's the thing. I've tried to watch competitive StarCraft.
Oh my god,
I can't.
I used to do it a lot.
It's so fucking boring.
There is a point where it becomes the same shit. Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
It becomes very boring.
It's boring, and it's also it's fanatic to watch, because if you're watching one dude, he's constantly jumping from building to building and troop to troop. So his screen is constantly moving like crazy.
Yeah.
And it's hard to really follow and see what the fuck he's doing. So it's like, I don't fucking care. That when it boils down to it, it's like, I don't want to watch this shit. I'll play StarCraft. I'll play the story. I don't know if I'll ever play multiplayer. I may be with you guys, but I don't know if I would ever actually play it on a competitive sense, because I'll just get my ass handed to me.
I've never enjoyed playing any RTS competitively. It's kind of the joy for an RTS a lot of the time for me is playing it in the pace I want to go with it, and then all of a sudden, if it exists, just start modding the fuck out of it and creating these really cool dynamic fights.
Yeah. One thing I want with E3 coming up is all the big spectacular games coming out. That's fine. What I want to know where those little gems are. And I kind of want one of those little gems to be Command and Conquer.
Gotcha.
because that community and the creators behind it, I keep seeing stuff on Reddit. Something's stirring with all that shit. So I want to see what's going to happen. And I don't want to say that franchise is going to come back, but
we may see something come from it.
Something's got to give, because EA has it, but they can't hold on to that license forever. And they're not going to do anything with it because they want to concentrate on their other big franchises.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. If I could see Command & Conquer coming back, I'll definitely, go through the fucking roof with that.
Yeah.
So long as I don't see the EA logo attached to it.
We'll see. We'll see if that happens or not.
We'll have to see. Because I keep hearing something that EA will lose the license at some point.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing anything with it, so they'll lose the license. I mean, that's how some of that works. If Fox doesn't make another X-Men movie, they'll lose the license. Which is why we keep getting shitty X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Sans Logan, which is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so there's some... We kind of talked about E3, I guess.
Yeah, we got that kind of like... I mean, really, that's all that's kind of been on the radar right now. We have a couple more days, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, next episode is going to be chock full of E3 shit.
Definitely.
And we will probably be talking about that for like at least 2 episodes.
And it's going to be great.
It's going to be entertaining.
I mean, I'm excited. Like, E3 is one of those things where I actually can... I pick and choose the press conferences I want to watch. Just because, like, I don't care about them all. I only care about the games I want to hear about. And I will sit through 30 minutes of people just boringly talking if they at least give you some sort of insight on what might be happening.
Yeah.
Right.
However, I don't watch game trailers because of what you talked about, Nick, already, which is I hate people screaming.
Right. I mean, you have to wait a couple days to watch the trailer to not hear those screaming. We'll share what we can on the general damage page.
Yeah, we've done it before. We'll do it again.
Yeah. I'm just... I do like E3, but here's the thing. No one wins E3.
Yeah, that's very true.
No one wins E3 no matter what people say. Because developers are actually losing time and money. They lost time on making that E3 demo to show off to a reporter. Mm-hmm. They're spending a ton of money just to be there with a big-ass booth. And everyone there is physically and mentally drained by day 2.
Yeah. I would say once upon a time the fans won, or would win at E3. Yeah. I think there is some truth to that to some degree these days. But I think, there's a lot of like teasing of just like, this could be good.
There's a lot of teasing.
Or like, there's a new trailer, and it's like 10 seconds of like, I don't know, someone picking up a camera, and you're like, oh my god, I wonder what this could be, and it's like just a fucking logo, and you're like, well, that was great. That was 10 seconds of my life I won't see again.
Yep.
I'm going to say this right now, and we're going to end here. We're not going to see any Death Stranding.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely not.
So, just, great. So we won't have that cryptic bullshit. I'm fine with that. Hopefully we'll see gameplay. I don't care about the trailers of just shit. I want to see functional gameplay.
Yeah, that's always on the more limited end of things.
I guess we'll end there and see y'all next week.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you for listening. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on iTunes if you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you see this on Facebook, please give us a comment, like, a share maybe.
And look out for us sharing other people's E3 coverage.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're not in LA and we don't have a big-ass company to go to the E3. So, yeah. All right. We're out. Later.
Later days.